All right, welcome one, welcome all to the 2020 running of the Nascar New Year's Eve Spectacular from the Daytona International Speedway here in Daytona Beach, Florida. We got a good one on hand, and wow, what a crazy year it's been. And, last year we were so hell-bent on the fact that we would be here, and we are here. But how long it took to get to this point, it's been absolutely crazy. But we're going to get 80 laps of amazing racing in tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for our 17-car field. Chase Elliott, Ryan Newman on the front row. Cole Custer and Matt DiBenedetto in row number 2. Austin Dillon and Brad Keselowski, row 3. Jimmy Johnson in his final career start, sitting next to William Byron in row 4. Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney in row 5. Kyle Busch and Eric Jones in row 6. Alex Bowman, Martin Truex Jr. row 7. Kevin Harvick and Kurt Busch in row 8. And rounding out the field in 17th is Denny Hamlin. We got a good one. COVID protocols, no practice, no qualifying as normal. Field with random draw.
Drivers,
Chase
to
Elliott,
your
champion,
cars.
selecting the front row, selecting the pole for the first time in his career. And I should mention once again, I am joined by the one and only Brian.
Hi there. Yes, I'm the only Brian. Excellent being here.
Back again. We are socially distanced. No, we are not.
We have the stupid plexiglass in between us, so therefore we cannot transmit anything.
Limited capacity, but there are fans in the house tonight. All the protocols being used here under the lights and ready to wrap up what has been a very rough year for many here in Daytona. As the field rolls off into turn 4, and the green and blue pace car making a comeback this year pulls off. Chase Elliott, Ryan Newman will lead him to the green flag, 80 laps. And let's end off 2020 with a bang. Green flag.
We usually see in those races, Elliott's going to get a nice jump off the start. He'll get at the bottom lane to pull the bottom lane along. And he's going to get a breakaway around 3 or 4 cars. The breakaway play out very similarly. Year after year, we see very similar patterns in how these cars race. You know, Cole Custer in that car. Now Austin Dillon's going to pull out. And now we see the conveyor belt effect in full force. Austin Dillon now on the bottom. The backstretch is usually where these moves get made. And it's quick enough to vault Cole Custer out into the outside center lane. Chase Elliott can recognize the entire lane and get out in front of Dillon. Process will continue again. Look out in the backstretch for next time. It's now
Chase Elliott coming around to lead the opening lap with Austin Dillon and Jimmy Johnson behind him. Chase Elliott, 2020 Cup champion. Jimmy Johnson in his final career start, a 2-time winner. Ended early in this race last year, along with Joey Logano. Both of them involved in that big crash. 2019 winner Kyle Busch now moving into 5th.
Now we see the move from Austin Dillon. Now the question is, will anyone follow him down? That'll complete the conveyor process. Now Logano, Kyle Busch, and the entire lane will move down. Really get shuffled on that outside line, and then Austin Dillon takes the lead. Now you sometimes see moves over here. Now Dillon back to the top, and now you see him now right back down the bottom, and he will lead. Lap number 2. Just look out on that backstretch. We usually see all sorts of moves. But Dillon looks like he knows what he's doing. He's going to be able to block we'll see some conveyor later, further in the pack. So now I come up turn 2. You'll get to see
Should touch on the fact, 17-car field tonight. One more driver did qualify. That would be Kyle Larson, qualifying with his 2018 win. However, due to events that happened months ago in his suspension, he did not have a ride for tonight and therefore is not racing. But he did qualify for this one. 18 that were eligible to race, 17 did start tonight, so I want to touch on that. Continues to shout out to our sponsors tonight, Pringles. Do not try the Baconator ones that came out this year. And of course, Mountain Dew.
Well, before we get to Mountain Dew, Tyler, I gotta ask you, what do you think of that new logo?
Pringles logo? Horrid. Very absolutely
You
horrid.
can't talk horrible about that. I think it's gonna get some backlash, but I think eventually we'll all grow to like the Pringles guy. Especially Kevin Harvick. Making a conveyor move. Try it. Let's let me see. Now touching on Mountain Dew. With Mountain Dew Baja Blast come out and bought us for a limited time. We also introduced Frostbite. Hopefully you got Mountain Dew Mary Mashup. Get it while you still can.
Harvick underneath Austin Dillon here for the lead. 2013 winner from Denny Hamlin and Kurt Busch. Like that Italian is still going to prevail. But everyone to the top. He's going to just try and block lines pretty effectively. And then again, we will, on the back stretch, see another move. It's New Year's Eve, and there wasn't a lot of good things to talk about this year, honestly. But I think we need to thank everybody here at NASCAR first. All the camera crews, all the teams, all the drivers for being able to follow the protocols and being able to keep COVID cases at a minimum. And we were able to return to racing. Most of the sports were able to come back, and I think that's just all part of everybody and their cooperations and NASCAR themselves for implementing the protocols and monitoring and knowing when. But on top of that, we also have to just thank all the amazing first responders, frontline workers at the grocery stores, the hospitals, the police stations, the delivery workers, doctors, everybody for working during this stressful time and being able to keep everybody safe, or at least try to keep everybody safe, and keep everything minimal at a pace. So we thank everybody for that. You guys are all amazing. Some of them are in attendance tonight for free. So. It was a hard year nonetheless. But, I mean, what's some of the good things I can look back on from this year, Brian?
Well, I'm going to go with the first Talladega race of this year. Just everything that I think NASCAR should be standing for. Richard Petty in support of it. Bubba Wallace, really good to see him lead laps in that race. Really just glad the NASCAR community is able to rally around him. And look like the Confederate flag, and I think, and we didn't actually take the NASCAR is really working good to make sure everyone feels included at their races. I also like the Coke 600. We got to watch it together. Our first in-person race together since after the initial shutdown. And a tragically for and Jimmy Johnson.
He ended up getting the last laugh. Elliott did, winning this year's championship, his first championship of his career.
Or Jimmy Johnson. He probably would have made the playoffs and disqualified in the second place right now. Anyways, let's get back to the action. And give me some tissues, please. Kevin Harvick in front. Behind. Several cars. No cars have wrecked out yet. See William Byron in this race for the first time. Who are other newcomers? Matt Benedetto is in there as well.
Yeah, let's give a shout out to all the newcomers right away. There are quite a few of them. Cole Custer, William Byron, Matt Benedetto. Matt winning at the All-Star Open. William Byron winning a duel, and Cole Custer getting that upset victory at Kentucky.
William Byron also won the Daytona.
William Byron did win the last time we were down here in Daytona as well.
His racing career started out
Also should mention this is Jimmy Johnson's final Ryder Cup start. He has made every single New Year's Eve Spectacular of his career that he's been eligible for since 2002 through the 19th and final start in the event. Having to once again use his Champions Provisional for the second time in 3 years by being in it. A lot of farewell salutes to Jimmy Johnson and everybody. Thank him for that. Now we are a 1/8 of the way complete.
This helps to save fuel. If you're out in the front of the lane, that's going to be difficult for you to save fuel. Because Lasky is out now. So we saw at the 2018 leader out in front for too long, and you're going to veer up too much fuel, and you're going to have to put it at the end. So Will Harvick probably likes having an open windshield. May be beneficial for him to fall back at some point. We'll see some people use the shorts in the trial. We don't know. But we do know that.
You wonder if Kevin Harvick, just the dominant season he had, 9 wins, and not even qualifying for the championship 4. I think there's a lot of fire in his eyes to try and just band-aid the incident up just a little bit with the $1 million prize. It would be a second win in the event. Typically Hamilton with 7 wins. Doesn't win the championship. He did make the final 4. Alan Howard never won this event. So one of those guys just never been able to pull it out. Could he try? Because he have a lot of fire in his eyes trying to get it done. You know, some of these other guys, maybe Austin Dillon or Matt Benedetto. Very much get the chance to be in it this year, and they're going to push to try and lock themselves in to all future events. Harvick leads at 13.
They're going to continue to lead laps, and I think unless there is another caution like there was last year, we're going to see most of them going to try and turn it into a one-stop race. Fuel window is roughly 40 laps, so give or take a little bit. So yeah, that could definitely come into play. We've seen leaders who lead a lot of laps end up losing fuel at the end. If you see Blaney, second place, she'll get them out. But it's really interesting to see what that does to you. We'll see if Harvick tries to settle down a little bit and conserve fuel. And we'll also, if we got cautions, we'll make it much easier.
14 laps complete here in Daytona. We're going to go NASCAR nonstop. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the 2020 running of the NASCAR New Year's Eve Spectacular, presented by UPS. Just race the truck, Jarrett! Danny Hamlin out front, Jimmy Johnson, Joey Logano moving into third, Ryan Newman and Cole Custer the top five. 34 laps complete, 46 to go, and green flag pit stops just on the horizon. As here comes Jimmy Johnson back to the inside. A popular move here. Another lead, Joey Logano. In his final start, Jimmy Johnson going to lead a lap in the spectacular.
You expect to see some pit stops. Pretty much the entire group. No wrecks so far. It looks like, let's take a quick view. I think every car is still on. See, it's like the full pack is together. No corners. One lap down at all. You can see a move made. Custer, Schlegel, Logano, and Jones back.
So come on now. 44 laps to go, closing in on halfway. Jimmy Johnson is just two faces of the sport now. Old legends and Jimmy Johnson. That's Benedetto, a popular driver. Fourth, Bowman, his second consecutive appearance, and third.
See Benedetto move out. Should see. There we go. They come through turn 4. We should see maybe one or two cars pitting. Yes, we do. We see several cars, including our second place car, Cole Custer. Followed by Bowman and Harvick.
That's the beginning of pit stops here.
Does make sense that they would need to come in first. Won't show them. This group is a bit broken up now as well. So you see several lines. We should see maybe a few more on pit road this time. To come down the backstretch.
And Benedetto going to go to the lead in the 21 car. The first time tonight.
They may pit here anyway. They may be all for naught. Looks like they will stay out on track. Benedetto may lead a lap. Here we see. Yes, he
Nobody
will.
else in that second pack is going to pit either this time.
Just the three.
Eventually now they're going to start catching that group of cars that just came out of pit road, so...
Yeah, they are one lap ahead of this. You should see, if any others, see the two, Custer and Bowman, and then the third car is not up.
Looks like maybe some pit stops coming this time.
So, yep, looks like Benedetto will come. The others will remain on the track. Let's see if anyone else comes along. This time, a few others.
Hamlin, Truex, and Newman. And it looks like, I don't know what the last car is.
That's Byron.
William Byron coming down. So, next group of cars, next time will be halfway.
Let's get to... No, Logano's on pit road.
No, you're in the wrong camera.
I told you. Still several cars not pitted, including Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Logano, Chase Elliott, and Brad Keselowski. Still have yet to hit. We'll see if any of them come in this time.
Looks like that is Blaney, Ryan Blaney coming in this time.
Any followers?
Chase
Yes.
Elliott, Brad Keselowski,
Like
Kyle
the
Busch,
remainder of
Joey
the field.
Logano, Kurt Busch.
We will follow this pit battle. See if
They all
these
come
cars
down.
go
That
first.
leaves just a next group of cars.
Now look at the top of your screen in a few seconds here. We're going to see if that other group of cars comes and how quickly they do come. If you don't see them at all, that means these cars are going to get a pretty good spot. But if they do come out of the screen, they may be in a bit of trouble. These cars already come off now. See, there's that lead car. Right now. Also still on pit road. See, now there's that lead car in that pack, and that's Benedetto. So we only have to see.
Jimmy Johnson to pit road. I think this is the last of them.
Should be. So cuts him back to Benedetto, our race leader, now catching up in the other pack. Now this pack's going to merge on with him, at least the front couple cars from it. So Benedetto will take lead. No, he's not in the lead. He's just first cars out. So we'll do pull back the camera. All sorts of behind. Still all of the cars in this race. Very broken.
Let's see where Jimmy Johnson pulls out. I think. Yep, here he is.
Race leader.
And he's going to be in a good position, actually, to hold the lead and keep the lead after this cycle of pit stops.
Well, I think the problem is he's got nobody around him, so he's going to be burning through fuel for a few laps. Just waiting for the rest of the fuel to him. But we'll see he's in a good spot.
He pitted a little bit later than the rest of the drivers did. I think he's in the best position when it comes to fuel conservation, especially if you can get a little bit of a draft. He's in a good position to try and make it on one pit stop.
It looks like we'll get a pretty good lead pack, too. That's around 8 cars behind him. Coming up should be Johnson. Yes, that's 9 cars behind Johnson. So likely a 10-car pack. Gonna fight it out.
Barring that none of them have to make a final pit stop, especially that first group of cars like Harvick, who pitted pretty early compared to the rest of them. They're going to be 2 to 3 laps shorter on fuel than the rest of them.
That was a Custer ball in the very first race.
So I'm interested to see if they're going to try and just draft and trying to conserve enough. Are they going to go early again? Or are they just going to try and stretch it out completely? Who knows? But Jimmy Johnson going to get eaten up here by this group.
Should be able to maintain it. See if that's three behind that rejoin the script, but I don't know if they will. Now we see 3 lanes forming up right now. Custer lane the outside. That moving to the bottom. You see these 3 lanes up pretty quickly. Custer takes the lead.
Cole Custer, the rookie, leading now in the 41 car. Kurt Busch was underneath the Benedetto, going for second. So pit stops cycle through here in Daytona. First set. Will all of them need a second set is the question. Many of them have been able to stretch it the last few years. So who will need, who won't will be the question. Custer with the Benedetto behind him, Denny Hamlin.
So he may see something here in the trial. Usually we wait instead of starts from the backstretch. Busch stays lap 46.
So 46 down, 34 to go. Kurt Busch out front. We will go NASCAR nonstop again as we work through the midway portion of this race. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the NASCAR New Year's Eve Spectacular from the Daytona International Speedway. Time now for our half-lap trivia question.
Well, as we know, Watkins Glen was not able to be a part of the schedule this year due to complications with the COVID-19 pandemic in New York State. It was replaced with Daytona Road first. So our trivia question is to you. When was the last year that Watkins Glen was not on the NASCAR schedule? Was it A, 1967, B, 1972, C, 1985, or D, 1993? Your answer coming soon.
So we fast forward now under caution. A rare caution coming out. And now fast forward again to 7 laps to go here in Daytona. The field together and fighting for the win.
7 laps to settle this. If you were in the back chopping off laps, doesn't matter. You were full of fuel. In the back of the lead. We see Jimmy Johnson lead and his Hendrick team and Byron behind them. And with regards to the trivia question, we asked, what was the last year Watkins Glen was on the NASCAR Cup schedule? So it could not be out this year. Here after 1963. The correct answer is C, 1985. Had a 20-year hiatus from 1956 to 1985, as well as a 6-year hiatus from 1958 to 1963. Of course, the answer is 2020. Leading the NASCAR New Year's Eve Spectacular will be possibly his final time in the Cup. It's going to be Byron behind him, looking to go back-to-back in Daytona events. So it's Kevin Harvick, far and away the best statistic of the season.
Busch defending winner. Byron, a couple of Gibbs cars behind him, but everybody grouped back together on the lead lap. Now 5 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson in his final career Cup start has the lead. It would be a popular win if he could get his 3rd win in this event. Winner of it in 2002, 7-time champion, 83 wins. William Byron never won the event in his first try. Eric Jones. Brad Keselowski, 2012 winner, going to the inside for 3rd. Kurt Busch going with him. 4 laps to go.
It'll be interesting to see if William Byron will make a move, and when he will make moves, we see now. Byron's going to get sucked out. Now, Jimmy Johnson's going to move up. Let's see if that means Keselowski can get down at the bottom.
Oh no, he got him. Got him out of line.
Not clear. That means it'll be an effective side drive for Keselowski as they come down the backstretch. Keselowski will be the leader, and I expect to see moves out from the inside lane. Somebody's going to do it. It's going to be Ryan Newman. It's like going to suck somebody out. It's going to suck Jimmy Johnson out to that top lane. The defense against 3 different lanes. we come up turn 4. Just going to come to 3 to go. Keselowski with Newman behind him. Newman's going to try and move to the inside. Keselowski going to make a block. 3 laps left. Now Denny Hamlin going to make a move. Keselowski and Newman back up to the top. Into turn 1.
Keselowski.
Back to the bottom. I got a 3 car.
Ryan Newman. Right there. Denny Hamlin. Chase Elliott, the pole sitter and champion.
A couple back stretches. Let's see who comes out of line. Looks like it's going to be Ryan Blaney. Now here comes Newman and Hamlin. That should shuffle Keselowski out of the lead for now.
Hello, Newman. Ryan Newman back redeeming himself from that insane crash at Daytona. Can he pull off the win less than a year later?
Well, you got an interesting scenario because Hamlin is right there. He was there in the 2020 Daytona 500. He ended up winning as we go 2 laps to go. This is an eerily familiar sight to see as they come into turn 1.
Hamlin to the outside. It'll be Kurt Busch going now inside behind Newman with Blaney and then Jones.
Let's see it. Expect Kurt Busch to pull it out right here. There he goes.
Kurt Busch to the inside. Kurt Busch to the inside in the 1 car. Had that upset win at Kansas to get, not Kansas, Las Vegas to get himself in this position to put him in this race. And now, come around and does just over a lap until he can lock himself into all future events with his first win. Ryan Blaney behind him as they come to the white flag. We're on the last lap in 2020. Kurt Busch, Blaney, Jones, and the whole pack behind him.
Let's see if there's a move that gets made into turn 1. That's what happened in Jones. Blaney now cannot come down in time. That's going to give Kurt Busch a huge breakaway as they come to the backstretch. There's not going to be a chance for anyone to move on underneath him. It's a big breakaway. Now Benedetto going to move Jones out of the way. Benedetto moving on the inside. That's the only chance for anyone to catch Kurt Busch. Got a massive breakaway.
Here they come into turn 3 for the final time. Matt Benedetto trying to make a run at Kurt Busch as they come around to turn 3 and 4. Out of 4 to the final time. Coming to the checkered flag. Harvick ducks low, and that will seal it. Kurt Busch has won the 2020 NASCAR New Year's Eve Spectacular. The Benedetto, Harvick, Custer, Logano, the top 5. What a finish and what a win for Kurt Busch. He's been in so many of these events over the years, and he finally gets that illustrious first win, $1 million and automatic entry to all future events for his career. Congratulations to the #1 Chip Ganassi team.
Matt Benedetto's got to be hitting himself in the face again and again. He's gotten so close so many times in Super Speedway races. That was another chance right there that unfortunately was squandered.
Well, that's going to wrap it up here at Pringleson TV for everybody. I hope you're safely enjoying your 2020 New Year's Eve. And we'll see you back here in 2021. Kurt Busch will be there. And who else will be there? Find out next year. And thank you to Brian for being here in the booth tonight. And we'll see you next year. Goodbye.